Welcome back to The Rancher's Voice, the podcast where the heart of agriculture meets the pulse of today's industry. From policy changes to pressing issues, The Rancher's Voice dives into the stories that matter most to ag producers.
In each episode, we will cover topics including legislation, leadership, and the agricultural lifestyle. So be sure to subscribe to The Rancher's Voice everywhere podcasts are featured. If podcasts aren't your thing, watch us on the Montana Stock Growers YouTube channel. Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of the Capital Edition. I'm Ellie Brighton and I'm hosting solo today. We just wrapped up week 6 and are heading into week 7. As you guys might remember, we had MBAR with us, which is our leadership academy. They were here in Helena, and we were able to take them around the Capitol and to meet their legislators last week, so that was wonderful. We had a few bills last week, and we just have a few coming up this week, so it'll be a pretty short episode, but I'm going to jump right into it. So last week, there was an appropriations hearing on House Bill 256, which is the creation of the Montana Water Trust and State Special Revenue Account. As you guys may remember, this bill was heard in the House Natural Resource Committee last week or the week before maybe, and so now it was an appropriation, so this is just the money side of things. We went in to support it, and that was great. So then in House Natural Resource, we actually had our MBAR participants testify on a few of these bills here. So one of them was to revise liability training for prescribed fires. This is a new bill from Chairman Gist, and we went in to support it. It basically kind of changes the process for those who want to do prescribed fire training and cleans some things up, makes it easier in some places, and also changes some liability there. So happy to support that. So the next bill that we discussed in House Natural Resource was SB 55, which was to provide legislative intent regarding streamflow information. This is a bill that has already passed the Senate and is now in the House. Excited to support that. So the final bill in House Natural Resources was House Bill 421, which was to increase DNRC fire assessment fees. So this is a new bill that we have not heard yet. Montana Stock Growers has policy opposing the way the fire assessment fees operate right now. We want a public process and the landowners that are paying those fees to have a say in how the increase happens. And so we did go in and oppose that bill. Then the next committee was the House Education Committee. So this was a little different than what we do sometimes, but it was to provide funding for middle school career and technical education. So we went in to support that, and we were happy to do so. It really is self-explanatory with the bill title, but it just expands some funding for middle school ag and CTE. So I'm excited to support that and to help our next generation learn more. So coming up this week, we have just a few hearings. House Natural Resource Committee, there was a bill to revise water laws concerning exceptions to change in the appropriation right process. Montana Stock Growers went in and supported that bill. It was from Representative Julie Darling. So the next committee that we have a few bills in is the House Agriculture Committee. So we have 2 bills here from Senator Kazmaier. They are Senate bills that have now been passed through the Senate and are in the House. One of them is to repeal laws related to the inspection of animals in feedlots. So this is basically when there's a dead in a feedlot. The way the statute is, a brand inspector would have to come out and inspect that dead and then notify the owner of the calf. We know that that's not happening now. Managers of feedlots are doing that themselves and are in constant contact with the owners of the animals if they custom feed. So just repealing that to clean it up and to be in line with what's already happening. And then the second bill here is to allow for digital copies of required documentation for transport of livestock. So you can take a picture of your permits and you don't have to have them with you as you're on the road. So again, just cleaning things up, make it easier for producers. We supported this in the Senate and we'll be supporting them in the House. In House Ag, we also have a bill to ban mRNA vaccines in Montana for animals. We will be going in to oppose this bill. We are a big believer in having all the tools in the toolbox, and so we'll be opposing that bill. In Senate Judiciary, we have Senate Bill 186, which is to provide for expedited processing in district courts of water cases arising under final decrees. So Montana Stock Growers will be opposing this bill. We support a divisional model. That's it for the week. If you have any questions or want to learn more about our bills, please feel free to check out our website. We have a bill tracker on there. You can also always check our Instagram and Facebook to see what we're up to. See you next week.